Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. You are listening to Holding Down the Fort with Alejandro Soto, and I've got my good friend Amanda McNamara back on the show today. If you've been following the podcast for a little while, you might remember that she was on the show. I checked. It was in April, last April in 2024, when we released the first episode that we did together. And so, yeah, it's been a hot minute. I'm glad that we were able to make this happen. It's really nice having her back on the show. Always good to spend some time chatting. Amanda's, I don't know, a bird of a feather, birds of a feather. We're two birds in a bush, or something like that. Whatever the metaphor you want to choose is, we're kindred spirits, trees of the same forest. I've never heard. I just made that one up, but I hope you get the idea. We get along real well, and so it makes for a good episode that you get to listen to today. Let me get into what I've got going on here in the future in the real world. First off, this isn't me, but my buddy K. Edward Smith, who also was on the show quite a while ago, who I'll be having on soon. On March 1st, he's having an album release show at the Pettit Chapel. I've done a few shows down there. He's been organizing shows there over the last 6 months or so, and it's going really well. The Pettit Chapel down on the south end of Fort Wayne. Yeah, March 1st. Check out the K. Edward Smith album release show. I'll be there. Then March 22nd, on the Saturday morning, I'll be playing at the YLNI Farmers Market down on Barry. And the Saturday after that, March 29th, we've got our spring show, massive music show with Pumas, and I've got Costella, a local DJ, is going to be opening up the evening. So come on down, wear your dancing boots, and scoot yourself down to boogie the night away with us. It's going to be a lot of fun. That's all I got coming up for now, so let's get into this episode. I hope you enjoy this conversation I had with Amanda McNamara.
About it, man.
You know, it's always winging it. Like someone last night gave me a very kind compliment. Said that her dad has said that he was like, oh, Alejandro he's like just so confident about himself. He walks into a room and he's just can get along with anybody. And I was like, hey, yeah, thanks. But it made me think of this TED talk I heard, and the lady, like her whole point was like, it's not fake it till you make it, it's fake it till you become it.
Oh.
And so like you're not gonna like make something happen, but you can become something that like you might not believe that you are in the moment. It's like, her trick was, do positive affirmations before you go psych yourself up in the mirror in the bathroom before a big meeting. And like, even if you don't believe it, just like fake it. And then eventually one day you'll realize you're not faking it anymore. And like, oh,
you are here.
I actually maybe am a more confident person. And like, I do believe that I can get along with just about anybody. Like, try to be agreeable as much as possible.
I mean, we can only go so far.
Yeah, that's I think the next point I made to my friend when I was talking
that
to her
is a
last
very
night.
nice compliment, and I would say it is. I feel I would say the same. So,
well, Amanda, before we get into it, our unofficial sponsors are Indiana Sweet Tea and Starbucks. This whole thing is a cash grab, so I have gotten free tea from Tom and nothing from Starbucks yet, but maybe they'll give me something soon. So,
have you reached out to Starbs?
No.
Are you wanting to reach out to Starbs?
Not really.
Didn't think so. It was throwing me off. Like,
but I mean, if they
hardcore.
want to give me money, I'll take it. Like, that's where I'm at, man.
Yeah, this was really
But
good.
Indiana tea is really good. You can get it at the farmers market that's in the same building that we're recording right now, Old East End building. Shout out to East End Eclectic for being our recording space, blah, 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 blah. But Amanda, thanks for coming back and being on the show again. Yeah, it's been a minute. What, like a whole baby we just figured out since you were on the show last. Children may
The
have been
birth of a whole
conceived
baby.
and birthed in the time.
The
Like,
yeah,
it's not a completely full term, but, a healthy baby could have been conceived and birthed in the time since we sat down and did this last. So,
absolutely.
I don't know. It's
Uh,
That's neither here nor there. But what's going on? What's up with the stuff?
well, first of all,
Fill me
thanks
in.
for inviting me and opening the door to ask some more questions and have good friend hangout time.
Hmm.
And you totally threw me off. You didn't put on the ears, so I'm like, he's not
Oh, the
recording, and
headphones.
here
Oh
you
no,
are.
yeah, I did it. I did all the sound checks beforehand. Sorry.
You wizard.
Action.
You're a wizard, Harry. I'm just like, do you want Starbucks? Anyways, oh
No, that got
man,
recorded. Yeah. Don't worry. Don't worry. I filled
that's
the
right.
time. Filled the ad time.
As far as what's new, the sun's out today. Let's talk about the sun. Just
Yeah.
kidding. I don't want to talk about the weather. The weather is something, the small talk that I don't do very well. I've, feel like I've been kind of geared to saying the word pivot because it's the business professional word of relocating and I like to think of it as like sitting on a lazy Susan and spinning around until I land on where the fuck the pepper is.
Uh-huh.
And maybe
Uh-huh.
that's what I need. I need a little bit of spice in my life. So I'm gonna sit on a lazy Susan. I'm gonna rotate until I find what I need. But I'm not going to pivot. I don't pivot well.
Okay.
I have found this out many times. So I'm gonna ride the Susan until I find to get to where I need to be. And that may sound like maybe I'm going nowhere because it's on a rotating factor, but I guess for me is there's already so many ideas, whether in my brain or with the people that are already on the lazy Susan with me, such as yourself. So like you and I can have this conversation. We're gonna talk about the journal. We're gonna talk about art probably and music. And you could have the same idea or same thought, quote fingers, if you will, as Brian, okay? But when you convey it to me or you ask the question, it's asked by Alejandro. It's asked by you and your passions and your soul that comes through with that question, and it means something entirely different. And to me, it's a whole different, you're perceiving it entirely different. And so trying to navigate over the course of 8 to 9 months since we last got together and did the podcast has been really connecting with the people that I've met through networking and building relationships with those people, letting them ask the same questions that I've maybe heard of. Hey, have you thought of this idea yet? Well, tell me more. Let me hear it from your perspective.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mm-hmm.
as much as there has been, again, a lot of maybe reconvening with people I've met at the very beginning of this journey, was creating Monarch. I would say, oh, hysterectomy, dementia just kicked in, and there it went. Okay, pause. So I was just, it's just gone.
Well, I'll pivot for
Redirect
you.
me.
Well,
Should we have prefaced with I just had a hysterectomy and I have hysterectomy to dementia and this may
maybe
happen?
possibly, but I don't. I'm just gonna be honest. I don't know if that's exclusive to hysterectomy people. Like, I think just like losing train of thought is something that happens to people naturally.
I mean,
And I think
fair.
there's like pressure to always be like focused and clear.
This is
And
fair.
so like I mean,
I just still feel like my brain's gone, but
even with
continue.
like this project, I intentionally like try to avoid cutting stuff out. Like if I lose my train of thought, I leave that in because
Mm-hmm.
like I think that gives a more real look into like a person's thought process.
Mm.
You know, that like you were saying,
On to
like
Lazy Susan.
when I ask the question, it's
Yeah.
coming from like my perspective and my
Mm-hmm.
experiences that all culminate into like where I'm at now, what I'm thinking now, what I'm interested in hearing about in this moment. And so like the losing train of thought is like part of that. And the pressure to like always be focused, to get your video down to under 5 minutes so that it's more watchable, more digestible. You're going to get more clicks and then get more ad revenue. That pressure can remove, I mean, this is maybe a little dramatic, but like remove the humanity out of a thing. And I don't want to do that. Maybe I don't know if it's gonna be good for my ad revenue. Maybe Starbucks won't give me any money because like my episodes are too long. But I did put that bit in the beginning, so hopefully, like that's where the spike is.
Hey,
The
whatever we can
listeners are
do.
starting to drop off at this point, I'm sure. But I think that's the
Come back.
humanity.
Come back. Come back. NCM. NCM. Yes, having conversations, going down a rabbit hole, obviously,
But pivoting.
but renegotiating with myself time and time again, relocating with
Mm-hmm.
myself. Where do I need to go from here? But
Yeah.
ultimately, that's what I was going to say. Here we are, back to point A. Is the journal officially released May 30th of 2024. So again, 8 to 9 months ago,
Mm-hmm,
right?
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Well, is when we met. Whatever. Words and stuff and time
Yeah.
doesn't matter.
Well, it was probably about a year ago in here that we actually did meet because it was at one of the afternoon
This is
things
why
that like you and I ran into each other.
This is why.
So
Here
yeah,
we are. Yes,
yeah.
the reconvening. This is like some Fleetwood Mac shit. I love it. Welcome to the
Let me get my
sunroom.
spooky hat.
Damn. So I am really thankful for the progress that Monarch has made and understanding, at a baseline, being a symptoms tracker for bipolar, a color theory symptoms tracker for bipolar. Realizing some, maybe I should not have just dialed it into bipolar 1 and it should have been for bipolar 1 and 2. And we kind of talked about that, differentiating those two, but also understanding from a non sales perspective, right? Because this is all by lived experience. This is my interpretation of how, tools and resources and art saved my life by letting me communicate through it. And that was through utilizing the journal, just writing in itself, writing in a journal and saying where I was at. But then understanding then when I was like maybe 22, 23, when I started to struggle with communication again, it wasn't just writing that saved my ass, it was then color. And as time went on and I continued to talk to people about what this is, it makes sense that it's at a baseline. It's a communication tool, not just for mental illness. It's a communication tool for, uh, I think of different topics such as doing a smoking cessation version. Where are you at with that? And maybe it's not necessarily just a communication with other people at that point. If it's something personalized like smoking cessation, or maybe prepping, or how to prepare through the process of going through a hysterectomy. But it's also the main kind of divot there. But the main thought is whether it is an age barrier, young or very old, a I'm trying to think here, an age barrier, very young, very old, what have you, a language barrier, then that would be where pictorial and color then come back into play
Mm-hmm.
to
Mm-hmm.
communicate. If someone's in crisis with a natural disaster and it's an aftermath, and maybe they're in shock and they verbally cannot speak, Maybe it's the extent that Monarch is now in line with the Red Cross or something of that nature. It's not just mental illness, and I shouldn't say just because I don't appreciate that. Because sometimes people are like, "Oh, I'm just the garbage guy." Man, if you weren't, you're not just the garbage guy. If we didn't have the garbage guy, we would have a trash panda of a world, you know? So I'm thankful to have met the people that I have along the way and be able to have time to build relationships with those people and not just making, business handshake here. Hi, I'm Bob and Larry. Cool. Nice to meet you. Move on with my life and, you know, spend time doing it, but never appreciating the value that comes from it. There's so much value I feel in any conversation we have with anyone. And that could be the homeless guy on the street who's going to tell you something. It's worth value. It's still worth value, like I said, to hear you say again something that three other people have already said because it's coming from you.
Mm-hmm.
So I think just trying to find realizing the value that all of this holds in Monarch's journey has been very, very eye opening, and I'm very thankful for that. So,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, how's the journal been received in the last year? And how are you feeling about it now that it's a full gestation period later?
yeah, man. So I'm really glad this is not also video recorded because my facial expressions are from like 9 to 1 and all around right now, just because that's so much of a magical mystery tour in terms of it's slow. I would be
Mm-hmm.
lying if I said, "Oh,
Mm-hmm.
it's banging, it's booming. We're where we need to be." I could have never imagined that, in 9 months from now, this is where I would be in terms of giant sales, right? Never have been an entrepreneur before and never been in sales, if you will, because I am selling journals. Didn't realize, I mean, I didn't know really what to expect in terms of it does take a lot of time to make the right connections that it's going to get into the right hands. It's not, as you know, people who you can't help people who don't want to help themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So unless you're maybe manic as fuck and you're like, you know what, I'm going to get on Barnes and Noble today and just see if there is a journal formulated for bipolar. Oh my gosh, does it have color theory? That's what I'm looking for. And they're going to be like, I'm going to use this and use it. And here we are. It's a matter of, yes, it's available again for sale on Barnes and Noble, but I truly feel it needs to be in the hands of providers, therapists, those who are already a resource
Mm-hmm.
to
Mm-hmm.
someone like myself who goes to talk therapy, and that the resource would be available. Hey, Amanda, we have this journal, and this is what we think it would be really helpful for you, or I think it would be really helpful for you. You seem to really, whatever, pitch it, just hand it to them because again, it's not necessarily again it's a pitch, it's through just a baseline of communication to allow people to know that
Mm-hmm.
that is
Mm-hmm.
a resource and they can feel safe using it. So as far as being, received to the users who have trialed it and who are using it, I would say the feedback is good. I've sold if you are a therapist out there or you are in the capacity under the umbrella of some type of medical field and you think that maybe these journals would be of a good resource for you, the thought is that of course there is a bonus of doing that and buying it wholesale then.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that has worked well, but it's not like again anywhere near numbers should probably be.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's the Bluetooth speaker that was playing the jazz earlier.
It was Ghost
Pardon.
Alexa. It was Calexa.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of good points you made there. I mean, yeah, you can't help someone who doesn't want to help themselves. And it's also like hard to get out of those places. I wonder, And just like I mean, the example you give of a therapist having this and being able to provide it to a client they're working with as like a tool, I think that's I mean, probably the most realistic way a person is going to get their hands on something like this. I don't recall ever going and Googling for a help journal anytime I was in a mental health crisis, but maybe mine were different from others. Everybody's different.
Yeah.
So I think, but like, yeah, but then also if the resource isn't there to begin with, then like no one can even utilize it. And I agree with you that like yeah, time and patience and like perseverance are needed in these things. And those are things that are much more valuable than I think people are giving like or recognizing these days. Like I was talking with a couple friends about uh like just learning to play the guitar. Like when I was doing that when I was younger and like practicing a G chord to a D chord, G chord to D chord, and then like a D chord to an A chord, D chord to an A chord, and like the amount of time I had to put into practicing just those three simple chords to string together to play a simple folk song, and like the amount of time, like the amount of frustration I had to get over, and like feeling like what the fuck, why am I not getting this, why am I not getting this, why am I not getting this, and then just like one day I go from G to D, and then bottom like boom, like, and that feeling, that internal like, oh shit, I just got over like conquered something,
Hmm.
air quotes, like that internal, the internal experience that provides, like you can't like buy that. At least I haven't seen a way to buy character traits and upload them into your psyche. Maybe the Neuralink will do that, and you can purchase a courage pack, and then all of a sudden you aren't scared of like moving trains.
A whole selection of different traits.
Yeah, yeah, you can just like upload the Einstein pack and
Sounds
understand the
good. Let
theory
me
of
know when you find
relativity.
it.
I mean, I think you have to do business with Elon Musk first, and
I
I
know. Didn't
don't
bring up
want to
that
do
guy.
that. Fuck that shit.
I'll stay where I'm at in my little abyss.
I don't want to get locked in the ugly cars that he's selling people
Yeah.
that burst into flames.
Anything but. Anything but.
I gotta,
Well, I think that's
yeah,
it's I
moving
don't think
on.
you should do air quotes, man. I think that is a victory. That is a conquering thing because it was your personal struggle. It
Hmm.
wasn't
Hmm.
anybody else's to say
Yeah,
that's hard or that's easy.
yeah,
Bitch, you don't know. You don't
yeah.
know how. Maybe you're dyslexic. Maybe your hands are backwards.
Hmm.
Maybe that's just different for you.
Hmm. Hmm.
They don't know what that, maybe the next part of learning guitar was super simple for you, but was really hard for some other guy. So
Hmm.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
that is a huge thing mentally and obviously physically for your hands to be able to make that transition.
Hmm.
So I think that's awesome. I think it's a really good example as to, you know, the help situation.
Hmm.
I mean, I tried to learn guitar because my grandpa, who I've had this journey's kind of revolved around. Which, when you hear something wild,
Yeah.
his band was named Red Decker and the Monarchs.
No
I
way.
shit you not. And I didn't know this before Monarch
Yeah.
was created. Now, mind you, my grandfather, Randolph Clinton Taylor, who lost his life by suicide when I was 4 going on 5. And every time in this journey, at the beginning of the journey, especially when I started to try and learn about bipolar, was would this have saved his life? And then here we are, and I'm having this conversation with my friend, and I told her we were talking about my grandpa and all the things, and I went to show her the picture of him and his band, and on the back of it was Red Decker and the Monarchs. And I was like, oh my gosh. And she goes, well, isn't that why you named your business Monarch? I'm like, no, I was coated and just goosebumps, just
uh,
how surreal to have found this out. So it just makes things more, I guess, an affirmative of hi, you're where you're supposed to be. And it's okay that you're not going as fast maybe as someone else, or you're not transitioning the G chord very well. But what I was getting at was I didn't have the patience to learn guitar. I cannot sing to save my life. It's bad. And that's why I picked up the tambourine, because my feeling of passion for music is so intense. I needed just an outlet of some kind. I mean, I'm sure you get it. Just the overall feeling of like just so excited. It's like a little kid and you're just clenching your fist with excitement and you're just pumped. And I had to find a way to like release that. And I knew I could kind of keep a beat. So I picked up the tambourine and just started wailing on the tambourine. And it's helped a lot with, I think a lot of people think that I'm playing the tambourine like if I'm super happy or if I'm manic, which maybe, sometimes, but most of the time it's because I'm really tired or I'm struggling with depression and I'm trying to get myself somewhat in a better state of mind. And playing the tambourine makes me happy.
Rock and roll. That's awesome. You know,
So if we
Brian.
ever need a
Yeah,
front
yeah.
lady, I know one.
I mean, I was doing some recording over the winter, and my friend that was helping me out, he was like, I think this needs a tambourine. And we just like did a little tambourine part over it. He
Yes.
like panned it over to one side a little bit,
Beautiful.
and like
It's glorious.
I was like, yeah, man, that's it.
That's fantastic.
That's the tits right there.
He also played the harmonica, but
Oh, your grandpa did? Oh, cool.
and I have four
Nice.
of his harmonicas. And my buddy Tim Becker, who I don't, do you know Tim?
I don't
I've
know.
wanted to, no, I need to introduce the two of you together. Tim is a really great guy. And he said, you got to find, how did he word that? You got to find out what key he's in or what key it was in or something like that. And I was like, I don't know, made some quirky ass joke. It's not funny now because I'm on my phone and I can't say it verbatim. But, anyways, Tim is a local musician as well. And he plays guitar. He does his own tunes and he does covers. He runs around with his buddy Chris Hambrick or
Oh, okay.
Hambrock. Is it Brock? Hambrock.
Ham
I think it's
Brock?
Brock. I'm gonna
I
go
think
with
it's
an O.
Hambrick.
Is there a letter O? Can I get a letter
Cause
O?
there's another Hambrick that was in the Orange Opera.
Yeah. So
And I
wait,
think
it is an
that's
I
I
then?
believe so, yeah. I
Okay.
follow him. I follow this guy on Instagram,
Okay.
so I don't know
Well,
him, but I've seen pictures of him.
it's his brother. It's his brother. Anyways, super cool dudes, and basically he was just like, you should figure out because I was like, is harmonica hard to learn? I don't know shit about shit. But I was like, maybe since I gave up smoking, I could breathe on my harmonica. Like, you know, it's a hand to mouth thing. Maybe that would have been the cure all. Maybe that's the key.
The
There it went
harmonica
full
playing
circle.
is
That's
the
the key.
the key to quitting smoking. If only it were that easy,
I
right?
mean, yeah, no kidding.
We could make a lot of money on that.
We could. We could. That would be, even if we were just, oh, what's his name? His name is Alan Carr. He is from like London, England, and he has those smoking cessation clinics,
Oh
tobacco
yeah.
cessation, whatever. That's all a thing. Tobacco clinics. Basically,
Uh-huh.
you check yourself in like rehab because
Uh-huh.
nicotine is a drug,
Uh-huh.
and you check yourself in and you get clean of nicotine and tobaccos, and then he does have a book which you can buy on Amazon, which is amazing, but it breaks down the psychological aspect of smoking.
Mm-hmm,
And
hmm.
not just, you need to do it for your health. You need to do it for your bank account. You need to do it for all the things you already know you need to do it for. But
Hmm.
yeah, so
Hmm.
fascinating book. And that was one of the things that really helped me quit the first time.
Oh, nice.
And for 76 days. And at this time, I tell myself, okay, if you make it to day 76 and you still want to smoke, we'll have a conversation.
Hmm.
But if you get to 76 and you don't know it's 76, you just keep on trucking.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, yeah. I yeah, that's really interesting. I mean, I got a little bit of a nicotine addiction a couple of years back, and the thing that got me to quit, I got onto vaping, which I knew, like, I know is like the fucking lamest thing you can do. Like, I tell my friends who are like vaping, like, just smoke cigarettes. Come on. And now I have that perspective as well. But that's neither here nor there. The thing that like got me to actually quit was I was on my way to band practice and we were practicing outside of Columbia City. So I was like hitting a vape all the way out there, loving a nicotine high, and then I sounded like complete fucking shit at rehearsal. It just like fried my vocal cords, and I was like, all right, yep, nope, done. Nope, can't do this. And like, it took the mental balancing that I was placing. Honestly, I was placing the pleasure of playing music with my friends and like sounding good, feeling good doing that, not feeling like I was sounding like complete and total shit because of the decisions I made on the 30-minute drive out there. That pleasure was more valuable to me than the pleasure of a nicotine high. And once I like made that adjustment, I like went home and threw the thing in the trash. Like, I don't even think I took the trash out because I was just
Fascinating.
like, it was all completely mental. It
That's
was like in the
fascinating.
physical, there was no physical, like real, I mean, there was some physical,
Yeah.
like, aspect to it, and like I still had it coming up in my brain like, oh, I could, go buy another one of these at a gas station
Yeah.
right around the corner. But like I was like, well, then I'd sound like shit at rehearsal, and like I enjoy that more.
Yeah.
I like literally had to supplant the desire for nicotine with a greater desire in my mind, and then it like, once I did that math and it computed in my brain, it was like, oh yeah, that's just like what I'm gonna do. And so I think like,
That's awesome
yeah,
that that was
it was,
how
yeah,
it came for you
uh-huh,
to be able to let that go. My
yeah,
cousin is one that can, be she was, smoking for, I don't know, 2 years, and then she'll be like, yeah, I'm done. And then she'll just stop. And then she can just pick it up. Maybe she smokes one cigarette, and then she goes on about her life, and she doesn't ever like smoke for another 3 months, and then maybe she's back at it.
mm-hmm,
I don't know what that's like.
mm-hmm,
And believe it or not, I'm an all in or all out person. There's no balance. I don't know
mm-hmm.
if that's because I'm a Capricorn, which means I'm a sea goat, so I'm land or water, or my
uh-huh.
favorite colors are sky blue and red on the other end of the spectrum, or I'm bipolar, or what the hell. I don't know.
Uh-huh.
All I know is if I even took a hit of a cigarette, I'm going to start buying a pack of cigarettes a day.
Mm-hmm,
And it's not even just an assumption because I know this, I've gone through this, quit before. And the only reason I started after those 76 days about 4 years ago was because I had an ovarian cyst rupture randomly. And it was so painful, so painful. And I was very manic and I was having that happen. And I just lost it. I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to go get cigarettes just for today, just for tomorrow, just for the
mm-hmm,
weekend. Here we are, 4 years later. And so this time, like I said, I think today is day 55. And I think probably where are we at, 30 minutes here, has probably crossed my mind at least 5 times. Thinking
mm-hmm,
about a cigarette, smoking a cigarette, something. And it's just like so wild. Again, the psychological aspect of it, how ingrained it can get, that addiction. Because you think
mm-hmm,
about it, if everybody had a really hard, strong addiction to something, whether it be smoking or drinking or what have you, um, people, I mean, obviously you couldn't just go out and have a cocktail and be done with it. Whereas it sounds like my cousin, she could just have a cigarette and be done. It's like I would
mm-hmm,
prefer to have that brain because here we are, still day 55, really struggling with the addiction factor,
mm-hmm,
and it sucks.
mm-hmm,
But they also say there's like a greater percentage. I shit you not, I'll have to send you the article. A greater percentage with someone with a bipolar diagnosis to quit smoking than someone who doesn't have a bipolar diagnosis. And that's because the addiction factor is very hardcore in relation to a bipolar diagnosis. And alcoholism is another one, huge, that kind of is like a double, a body double, if you will.
Where like people with bipolar are more likely to get addicted to cigarettes or something else like that. Okay, okay.
Greater higher percentage for alcohol, definitely,
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
and smoking. I forget the percentage of the amount of people who are bipolar who smoke versus the latter. So I'd
Mhm.
have to
Mhm.
find. I'll send you the article. Just it's not very long, but it's
Mhm.
quite fascinating. And I was
Yeah.
like, man, I feel like the odds are really stacked against me. And I was like, I mean, the only reason I truly have let it go, let smoking go, is because I it's a money thing. It's not a health thing. And that
Mhm.
sounds insane. Um, but that goes into a whole deeper
Mhm.
level of shit. So we'll just,
Mhm.
you
Well,
know,
and I think like whatever it is, it just has to like be the thing that works for you,
hmm
right? Like I mean, for me, it was like,
you're banned. I
yeah,
can't be
it
like,
was.
it's Alejandro's band. That's why I quit.
But I mean, for someone else, like my uncle smoked cigarettes for a long time, and we were like walking out of a show in the summertime, and someone was smoking a cigarette, and he says to me, "Man, I love cigarettes." And I go to him, "Oh yeah, well, why did you quit?" And he just goes, "It's bad for you." Like, hard stop. And I was like, yeah, like that's what worked for him. Like, and it was like he was just like hard stop. That's it. It's bad for me. Like, and so somehow whatever like the math he did in his head,
Yeah.
that worked for him. And however he had to like do the mental algebra to make that be the thing that like
hmm
hard stop. That's why I don't smoke cigarettes even though I fucking love cigarettes. Like,
Same.
that's like, no, it's bad for me.
Yeah.
And like, I'm
That's it.
sure there's
Yeah.
much more computation that goes on in
Right.
that,
Right.
but like
Definitely.
what for you it's like
I
good
guess,
for my bottom line.
yeah, I guess I need my
Save
dollars
money.
back. Yeah. It's eleven
That's it.
dollars
Hard stop.
$11 and
They're
20
expensive. They're so expensive
eleven
now. It's
dollars and
crazy.
24 cents for a pack of American spirits because that's what
Yeah.
I was smoking.
Yeah.
That's not
Yeah.
including tax.
Uh-huh.
So whatever
Yeah.
tax
It's
is,
crazy. I paid that in Illinois back in the day, and
yeah.
where the tax is insane on cigarettes. Like,
I it's a money factor. It's a
yeah,
money factor.
I get it.
I said
There's nothing.
that.
There's like nothing wrong with that. Like, put your energy towards something better, because like I mean, like money is a form of energy, and so like if the energy is going to something that's not really benefiting you,
Yeah.
like then put that energy towards something that is benefiting you.
Yep.
Like
I had
it could be the
to.
time for someone. It could be like the time that it takes to. I heard a fellow who like in a podcast he had like just stopped smoking weed, and it was like he would put so much time into like rolling up a blunt, going out and sitting on the patio for 15, 20 minutes, being aloof in his thoughts for an hour. He's like, I just, can't put the time into that anymore, man. And like that was the thing that worked for him. And so
Yes.
it's like just so I find it so interesting that like every human, like we have like such similar blueprints. Like I mean, we're like 99% bonobo, like in terms of our DNA, but we all like manifest in such different ways, and like our minds experience and interpret the world so differently. Like I think that's just so interesting.
It is. And I think that it's also someone such as yourself who appreciates it from an art standpoint as well, if I'm not mistaken. Like you, kind of how we
Yeah.
started the conversation, which I don't remember if we were or weren't recording, but um being who you are, having confidence and those things, but you're just a natural passionate human being. And I think that's where maybe that confidence is that they were talking about. You're not afraid
Mm-hmm.
to just be yourself and express that you're passionate about your band so much that you don't want to fucking smoke, or your tea because it's the best in town. You know, the who's your tea
Yeah, man.
daddy. It's important to know these things.
It is.
I think that, I don't know, maybe a lot of people think of the, not that this is like so off topic to think, oh wow, human brains are interesting, but on the other hand, sometimes I just think of, I guess, big corporate America and think that maybe they don't even think about any of that. And yeah, human brains are fascinating.
Hmm.
Also, when you said the manifesting part, and uh, there was something else, but I feel like you would really appreciate this. Side note, I'm putting my sunglasses on because my eyeballs are bright.
The sun is shining.
The sun is shining. See, can't sing. Um, so the other day I was talking to my friend Andrea, my soul sister. Her grandma, her blood grandma, was my adopted grandma, okay? And her spirit, or her connection when Grandma Dot passed, was a monarch. That was her
Hmm.
spiritual symbolism for us. And what's wild is, fast forward, I was manic as hell when I made my journal, like going through the first renditions, and was like randomly thought of Andrea. Now Andrea is 10 years older than I am, about. She lives in Washington State. I have not seen her since Nam, okay? It's been a very long time. And even then, the age difference, even though it's only 10 years, you think of when you're 20 and you're 30, like,
Hmm.
ew, they're old. Um, but I got a hold of her and I was like, holy shit, man, I made a journal. You got to see this. And she goes, this is wild, but I'm making a journal as well. But mind you, every other time we've had like a moment of togetherness, our paths were kind of very similar always.
Hmm. Hmm.
And so she's like, I'm actually been working on a journal as well. And she goes, my business is going to be growth, resilience, grit. And my logo is going to have a monarch. And she like showed these renditions of her logo. And I had already had the monarch logo created by Miss Isola Evergreen, aka Jessica Taylor. And amazing logo. And so we start sharing this connection then with the monarch again. And I think that she had started to tell me how recently she had this connection with spirituality of a group she was in, whether it was sound bowls or something. And the lady brought up 8/8. So August 8th. That was when she got her birth certificate, her EIN, business birth certificate.
Hmm.
Okay.
Hmm.
Baby was born. Um, and she picked it. She goes, I purposely picked it because of the alignment with, the spiritual numbers, or spirituality, or the meaning of the numbers. And I cannot tell you what that is because I didn't remember. But I remember thinking that's pretty dope. It fit perfectly with how she saw her business and her entity
Uh-huh.
and her passion in her journal. And I go, well, I feel kind of lame. I didn't pick a special day. I was at the point where I was like, you know what? You just need to be brave and you just need to do this. And so it was a random afternoon. I was down at Creative Cat Co. across from JK's, and I was on the computer, and my buddy Dustin was helping me. And it happened to be January 11th. And so I was like on the phone with her. I'm like, well, I want to check out when this is. So I go to look at my birth certificate for Monarch, and it was January 11th. Um, and I was like, what does that mean? And it's the angel spirit. It's the angel sign. So 111.
Mhm.
And I'm like, holy smokes. And basically, it talks about just kind of letting go and just persevering and all the things.
Oh my goodness. Is my phone ringing? That is so unprofessional.
Hello,
I'm
this is
sure it was
Alejandro's phone.
spam.
How may I help you?
Yeah,
We don't
that's.
make pizzas here. Hang up. We should have answered it. Who was
I
it?
don't know. I'm sure it was spam. I'm sure it
Well,
was.
that would have been even better.
That would have been pretty funny.
Damn
I,
it.
I actually I do
Call
the
him back.
radio show. Hey, I'm recording. What do you want? You're live.
Where are you based out of? Japan? Oh, okay. Well, let's talk some more.
I do want to start taking live calls when I'm recording the radio show because I do like a pirate radio show that I
Yeah,
put up on the Patreon, and I want to like post it up on like my
do
Instagram
it.
story, like recording today at 2 p.m.
I love that.
Call me
I
if you
just
want to be
called
on the show, and
how
then I'll
many
just like take it
times?
down as soon as I'm done recording, just like see, because I want to. Sorry to kind of like deviate off course.
No, you're good.
Um, but I want to like kind of try and emulate like an actual old school radio show,
As
or
you
like would like
should.
have people call in and do
As
stupid
you
stuff like
should.
that. So
I
that's I'm putting a pin in
literally,
that
I'm
because of
game.
that.
I'm gonna be ready to rock.
Okay.
I called Rock 104, I mean
Oh
96.3,
yeah, you're trying to get Little Sweeps.
120 times,
What?
Alejandro. My
Are you
thumb was a
serious?
moving and a grooving. I was gonna win those Kadeshi tickets, man, but I did not. Not today.
That's a bummer, man.
Manifestations, not today, but I will. Yeah, didn't win.
Bummer.
120 times. Yeah, it was always awesome when you could call into the radio and be like, "Can you please
Yeah.
play Don't Let Me Slide by Tedeschi Trucks?" And then you get to
Yeah.
hear yourself and it was all exciting.
Hmm.
Well, now it's owned by, big corporate, big daddy boss owning all the radio stations,
Yeah.
telling you
Yeah.
play John Cougar Mellencamp 30 times a day or Stevie Nicks Stand Back, and it's sad.
Doja Cat. Doja Cat
Sad.
and Drake.
Sad days. Yeah, bring back
I'm trying
the
to.
the ring ring. Bring back the
Yeah.
ring ring.
Yeah.
I dig
I
it.
gotta get like some sample sounds, like a sample pad with like
No.
the
Nope.
like a chicken sound.
Either
What are good old radio show sample
I
sounds?
want to know.
An explosion,
Well, yeah. I mean, this is maybe too quiet,
truck backing
but I
up.
want to hear a pickle jar open.
Oh, I could probably record that with these microphones if I got, yeah. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what I can do.
I
I got
remember
this
one time I
studio.
was a
Yeah,
kid.
I gotta do some stupid stuff.
They played sounds and you had to guess what it was, and you could call in. And I remember telling my
Oh,
mom,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
said, "Mom,
yeah.
Mom, call in. I know what it is." And she goes, "What is it?" And I
Oh,
said, It's leaves crunching in a garbage bag."
uh-huh.
And she goes, "You call in." And I'm like 7 years old. I'm like, you want me to what?" She's like, "You call in." So and with the winner one was
Uh-huh.
IU popcorn. So it was like,
Oh.
IU merch bags of microwavable popcorn. Okay. For some reason, it sounded very important to me, but it was more so, I think, of being right, if we're being honest.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah,
called
you just
in
won.
and I said, "There's leaves crunching in a garbage bag." And he was like, "That's it." And I was like, "Yay." I love that popcorn so much that I had won. I didn't eat it. I was like, "I won that popcorn. I did it. That's my trophy. I
The
cannot eat
trophy.
it."
Yeah. Yeah, if you eat it, you've lost your
So
trophy.
yeah, you should totally do sound bits. That'd be dope. What is this?
Yeah.
That'll be
Yeah.
a jar of pickles. And then they
Uh-huh.
win a jar of pickles.
Exactly. The prize.
Boom. Except leaves in a trash bag might be
Uh-huh.
kind of
Uh-huh.
lame to
Uh-huh.
give someone.
I could do like sucking up the melted ice at the bottom of your Starbucks latte. See if anybody gets that.
Okay,
It's
yeah,
like
definitely don't be giving that shit away.
I'm gonna get that Starbucks money, man. I tell you what.
Oh yeah. Don't talk about their matcha. They changed their matcha,
Did
dude. They
they?
did. I'm not a fan.
Can't
Change it
fuck with the
back.
matcha.
Like we know, just do an Alejandro Starbucks commercial.
Yeah, come
Like, and
on.
then pitch it. LinkedIn that shit. Be like, "Hello, thank you for coming to Starbucks." I mean, why not? Send it to corporate.
So I think the last time I like did see you was the art show in October,
Oh yes.
at the Swizzle, and you had
Yes.
just finished Frida. How'd
Yes.
that go?
4 foot Frida.
Because that was
She's
pretty fucking sweet, man.
Thank you.
Yeah,
She's
I'm a
hanging
big
in
fan
my
of Frida.
office.
Yeah, that's right. That's
Yep.
right.
She is
Okay.
behind. She's got my back. She's hanging on the wall behind me, behind my desk, and she's got my back. So 4 foot Frida, and that was a really enjoyable show. Mindful did a really good job when she was curating there, and so I was able to show for I think maybe a month and a half.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Um, and Crystal, the owner of Swizzle, you met
Hmm.
her
Hmm.
probably with your DJ stuff.
Yeah.
She's really nice. She's easy to get along with,
Yeah.
and
Cool lady.
um, obviously a good project she's got going on.
Yeah. Yeah.
With the sober community and just a safe space to go, trying to get different artists in there, and I think she has someone else doing curating, but I think they are still taking artists.
Nice.
And then she's doing like different pop-ups and what have you.
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
did a journal release or journal signing there. That didn't go very well.
Yeah.
But it's also, again, it comes down to marketing, which I'm not very good at, with my social media, which is very ironic, right? Working on it. And that's where I need that body double. So,
Right.
but yeah, doing the marketing part, I think would have definitely helped a lot. But you know, a lot of people are still finding out what Swizzle is and where
Hmm.
it's
Hmm.
at, and
Yeah, that's pretty new. I think they only opened up like in the summer,
yeah,
over
yeah,
the summer,
yeah.
last summer.
They haven't
So
been open very
yeah,
long. So
and
for the amount of time that they've had, and but they've got a
hmm.
great
Hmm.
location there.
Hmm. It's a
So
cool
it'll
space.
be interesting to kind of reconvene with her maybe once Monarch's got better footing on the ground. But you know, to be fair, I will say it's been interesting. I like how our conversation has swung. You know, it's not necessarily just about the Monarch or Monarch Journal. You know, we talked
Hmm.
about like where I've been and what's up as far as that's gone. I think it's us kind of just navigating through the conversation. It's been nice. I just wanted to say that. I was just thinking of that. So,
I try to utilize that strength to my benefit in in this project. So
well, you're doing great.
thanks,
And I
thanks.
think it is important that you know, you be recognized for those things. And I think it's again, it's just the natural connection that you have with people. And I think today is just like maybe it's the ghost energy, man. It's like it's a good thing.
Hmm.
And maybe I don't really subconsciously don't really want to talk about Monarch. I don't know. It's not that I'm not proud of it. It's I feel like it's maybe not good enough in my mind to
Mm,
say it needs to be where it needs to be
mm,
subconsciously. You know, like maybe I feel like deep down I should be a lot further than I am, and I'm not.
mm.
And
That's something that
that's
actually
a
Garrett
perfectionist
in the
shit.
last episode that came out with Good Luck Garrett, he expressed like the exact same reservations about an album that he's like got finished,
Hmm.
and he said he just like doesn't like it, so he doesn't want to release it. He likes some of the songs, so he's gonna release some of the songs. I'm like, please do.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, and I have that same thing, like that same part in my own self, like
Hmm.
that comes up, and so
I gotta let it
kind
go. I
of
gotta work through it.
yeah. So I mean, it's to kind of backpedal a bit. Our brains are all different, and we manifest in the world in completely unique ways. But at the same time, we are still all like on the DNA level, 99% bonobo. We're all working with the same parts. We've like got the same colors on the palette, and so like they're, you know, we all have these shared experiences, and so like I that that's part of what I find just like maybe why getting into the human brain and these conversations interest me, because there is something that I find unreconcilable at this point. Like we're all completely different, but we're all like very much the same.
Hmm.
I don't understand that, but it seems to be true.
Yeah.
And so like hashing that out with other people, I think is honestly might be my main goal in this project. Um,
Well, and I guess
so
it's the
I'm getting
human
down to it.
connection, right?
Yeah.
Like we've got to have a baseline. We have to have some sort of baseline, whether
Hmm.
that means
Hmm.
connecting in music or connecting in art or business finance. Like we can't all be in love with the same things. We can't all
Hmm.
have the same
Hmm.
dislikes. One of the things that I was thinking of, because I have my art peer support group, Monarch is still doing art peer
Yeah,
support.
yeah.
And where I want to lead with this first is how you said we all have the same, you know, colors on the palette, if you will. One of the things I was thinking about while I was creating the outline for this group this Thursday as paintbrushes are like our emotions, tools of expression that can create beauty or chaos. Some days they are strong and capable, holding vibrant colors that bring our world, our oh my gosh, our world to life. Other times, the weight of pressure and overuse can wear them down, fraying their bristles and leaving us feeling fragile. Yet with care and patience, even the most worn brushes can continue to create something meaningful. And I was thinking of and I was messing around with more the Picasso city and things like that, and I was coming back to again color theory, and why is it so important to me that people understand color theory or can have it as a way to communicate or just a favorite color in general, you know? Uh, that's I think what I like that you said that we all have the same colors on our palette, and I think that it just comes down to what's who's holding the paintbrush to be able to make a turquoise that someone else
Yeah.
maybe can't because they can't hit that G chord.
Yeah.
Maybe they can't
Yeah.
do that. Maybe they can't see the different variances of yellow and the amount of blue to make, that color.
Yeah, some people are colorblind.
Yeah, that's kind
So
of a that's
they
kind of
might
a
not be the
barrier.
best painters, and there's
Shit.
nothing wrong with that.
No, not at all. Yeah, it just might
That
not be
person might be a
even
killer
close.
drummer.
Yeah.
They're not distracted by the pretty lights that are going off.
Yeah.
They're focused on the skins and tubs and the ones and twos.
Say it again.
They're focused on the skins and tubs and the ones and twos.
Oh my God. I
Like
almost said
that's
Hatta. I thought you were losing your mind right there. Bloody hell. Oh man. Yeah. I think that trying to find the baseline with people is good, and that's where that peer support comes into play too. Everybody has a story to show or to share if they want to. And like I said, even someone who is homeless may have the most insightful thing that you'll ever hear. You just don't know until you let them talk and have a story.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And ones and twos and drums and twos and hats and whatever else you were saying and lights and
Well, the I'm thinking of like a stage or something. Like if you're performing on a stage and there's
I
all the
know. I
lights
just
going on, and if
envisioned
you
Kenny
get
Ernoff
distracted by that,
and the
you're not
lights
going
on
to be a
his
very good
head,
drummer.
and I'm not a drummer. I'm not a musician. I'm gonna fake it until I become a tambourinist. All right?
I'll
Isn't that what you
invite you
told
down
me?
to a gig sometime. Go up on
Yeah,
stage for a tune, and I'll give you $1 so you can say you're a professional tambourine
I
player.
would love that. I said before I die, I want to be a front man. And my girl Liza Toth kind of made
Oh
that
yeah,
happen.
I know. I don't know her, but I know her music. She's a good musician. Yeah,
She's a
really good
badass.
shit. Yeah,
She
really good music.
is fierce. There's a lot, there's a lot of female vocalists that are like, holy shit, that's some powerhouse house chords. And I'm
Uh-huh.
like, Gaga mixed with Susan Tedeschi, of course, Adele, and now the new girl that I'm in love with, Lola, is it Lola Rush?
I don't know. I haven't heard of this one.
I'll have to maybe revisit that. But Eliza Toth, like, she's got some powerhouse chords.
Maybe I'll put one of her songs at the end of this episode.
You
Yeah,
should
I think I
definitely do
should.
that.
Yeah, yeah.
But Lola Young is the girl's
Okay.
name, and she sings a song called "Messy." That shit is you'll probably
Maybe
know
I
it. It's a
heard that
catchy
one.
little
Yeah,
tune,
yeah.
but I love her. I feel like
In a
she's
remix.
British Amanda, or I'm British her,
You're
or
a
she's
man.
British me.
Someone's
Whatever.
British.
Somebody, yeah, bloody hell, I don't know. She's British me. Bloody, I don't know. Or am I British her? But she's great. She just has a vibe. But anyway, so I was at the girls or women rock event last year, and I went up to like bow down to Eliza while she was on stage because she's the queen. And I think she thought I was reaching for the tambourine because we kind of joked prior to her going on.
Uh-huh.
Like I said before I die, I want to be the front man. And next thing you know, she turns around from singing, grabs the tambourine and hands it to me. I think I died and went to heaven.
That's awesome.
I was like, I can't even imagine what my face looked like. And I started just playing. We were playing Working Man by Rush. And I just kept looking at her like, holy shit, is this happening? And then she has the balls to introduce me. So now I have to turn around. And I was like, well, this is it. This is showtime. And so I just took it away and was in
That's
there with my
awesome.
dress and all these fancy hoity-toity people just up there playing tambourine. But when an opportunity is given to you, you just have to take it.
Yeah, yeah, that's when you want
But
to
it wasn't a paid
definitely
gig, so we got
take.
to work on that.
Uh-huh. I played the cigar box guitar in an orchestra that my friend put together for a film score he wrote.
Hmm.
My friend Kyle, he's been on the show. I've got another episode recording scheduled with him, so he'll be coming back on the show soon. But we, in a rehearsal, someone joked that like they always wanted to be like a professional violin player, and like to be considered a professional, you have to be paid for it. So the joke was, okay, I'll pay you $1.
Yeah,
And I was like, hey,
sold.
I want to be a professional cigar box guitar player.
Yeah.
Give me $1. And then after the show is done, he gave me a thank you card, and in it was $1.
What a
And
guy.
I still have that $1 in that
Yeah, you
card because
do.
that's proof that I'm a professional cigar box guitar player.
Fuck yeah, you
I've been
are.
paid to do that shit.
That's awesome. He should ask for an autograph. Like, will you sign this? Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah. I would love that. That'd be awesome. I just need to learn to stay up late because that's when all the parties are happening.
Right.
Everybody's awake and, doing band shit.
Yeah. So, do you have much more time? We've been doing this for almost an hour. How much time you got? How much energy you got? Are you still caffeinated?
I need to walk around. I got the
You want to take 5?
can we take
Yeah,
5?
let's take 5.
Okay, I
I'll
need to do some
pause. I'll
pacing.
pause. Do this.
Okay.
All right. Let me make sure it's working. Yes, it's working. Okay, we're back. Yeah, you painted. Did you just you did? Have you done a couple Frida paintings?
I have.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, I did I think I've done maybe 4 Fridas.
Oh,
Nope, 5 because I
wow.
took actually that reminds me. I took one of the original the very first Frida I ever did, which was have your cake and eat it too.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like she's holding a Christmas tree, but actually she's holding a fork that's a piece of cake. And there's oranges on it. But I sold that piece, and then I had made prints of that piece.
Mm-hmm.
And then I took a giant poster print of that, cut it all out, collaged it, put it on a new canvas, and then reworked it. So it's
Uh-huh.
actually hanging on my wall in my house. I kind of
Oh,
would like to
okay.
let her go.
Uh-huh.
4 foot Frida, I did actually during COVID, and that was to date the biggest piece I've ever painted,
Sweet.
and hardest piece I think I've ever painted. I don't paint people, and I'm not very good at painting things of which they're supposed to look like. So when I started with her hair, I spent hours on her hair, and it
Mm-hmm.
looked like dog shit, literal dog shit. I was like, yeah, I don't know why I'm doing this to myself. I was trying to make her perfect, and I realized I don't make things that look like they're supposed to. And she loved flowers, so there's flowers all in her hair for that
Oh,
reason.
uh-huh.
She has no eyes, uh, because she has no eyes. I didn't want to paint eyes on her. She had initially I'd given her like an outline of like a closed eye, and I was like, no,
Mm,
she doesn't even get that. Why?
mm,
Because of my perfectionism. However, I do like how she did end up turning out. But for 2 years, she sat in my garage, just hanging out. And when I was getting ready for the show at Swizzle, there was a perfect opening for her.
yeah, yeah.
And I was like, this really kind of prompts me to get this done. I needed to fix her frame. That was the only thing that was holding it up. Some
Mm-hmm,
of her
mm-hmm.
flowers of her hair were coming undone, and then the frame needed fixed and painted. And I kept putting it off. And then I got down to it. I fixed it with the glue and the nails. And I went to start getting prepped to paint, and I'm like looking at this frame that I've scuffed and chipped part of the wood. There's paint excess paint from the actual canvas that bled onto the frame and all these different
Mm-hmm,
imperfections.
mm-hmm.
And I got a hold of my old art teacher, who's now a very good,
Mm,
true friend, Miss
uh-huh.
Donna Ballinger. She was my art teacher in high school.
Cool.
And I got a hold of her and I said, I don't know what to do here. I feel like I should paint the frame black or leave her as is, because Frida was known for accepting her imperfections and the shit she'd gone through, and accepting it, and saying like, it's okay. And before she could even respond, I came across something that I was reading, which was about Frida's imperfections. And I was like, holy shit.
Mm,
So I just took a light grit sandpaper and kind of cleaned it up. And
mm,
so she could have probably been sold for whatever 2 years ago or 3 years ago now.
mhm,
Um, but yeah, 4 foot Frida is now,
mm.
she's got my back. And there was one picture I took with her. I was smoking my toothpick because she's smoking a joint, for those of you who don't know, a joint or a cigarette. She's got oranges under her tit. She's a classy lady. She's a classy lady.
What was it that you were reading about her imperfections?
Oh man, it was really good. Basically how her trial, her everything that she went through with her health. She struggled a lot. Let's see,
Hmm.
she had an accident that
Yeah.
left her paralyzed, right? Am I
Uh-huh.
wrong or am I right?
Yeah, it was a car crash. It was
Yes,
like, when cars had just come out, and yeah, it messed with her hip, and that caused a lot of, yeah, physical, like, mobility issues for her for the rest of her life.
that's right. And then that's when she started doing her self-portraits because she couldn't get out of bed.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, thank you for recapping. So basically, it was just art and life inspired to embrace their imperfections and just to be yourselves. And the other thing was that she challenged the beauty standards and traditional
Yeah.
gender roles, and her work continues to inspire contemporary arts. That wasn't the part of it, but there was a good quote that came from that. But oh, it was a trolley bus
Yeah,
or a
yeah, yeah,
trolley.
yeah. Like
Uh,
ran into the carriage or the car she was riding in,
mm-hmm.
something like that. Yeah.
Yes, yes. But I loved her colors. I felt and I feel that a lot of artists were given oranges and not lemons in life. And I feel that in terms of not necessarily identifying myself as a great artist, because I don't feel that way. I mean, in terms of like the mentality of the struggles that they've endured and how they utilized art again as a coping skill, or a way of life to again communicate through colors. Frida used bright, vibrant, bold colors, obviously with her background and culture that played a role into it, but she was very just herself. And so a lot of my work, you'll see oranges in the artwork,
Hmm.
because again, I
Hmm.
feel artists were given oranges and not lemons, and I feel the same. It's just
Well,
imperfections.
what do you mean by that? Oranges, not lemons.
Well, everyone says, well, when life gives you lemons, right? When
Uh-huh,
life gives
uh-huh.
you lemons. So one of the paintings I did was a Dali piece, which I still have. It's called Societal Lemons. And there is a woman, I don't know what the piece is titled. I forget off the top of my head right now. I gave her spoons as legs. Why? Because I don't know. I like the concept of spoons as legs. But there's another piece of cake and it has oranges by it, and her hand is grounded by this piece of cake, and her other hand is pushing away a lemon, because you can be your whole self, have your cake and eat it too, live a beautiful life to what you feel is beautiful. You can have it your way, you can have your cake and eat it too without being influenced by society. You can just do your groove thing. You don't have to fit into societal norms. You don't have to wear the perfect shoes or what have you, or, wear follow trends and all those things. Just be yourself. So societal lemons to me, and also Dolly, just being wildly abstract. She has a chest of drawers, so it's quite comical. There's a chest of drawers. And I love the humor. So the again the concept is that these artists weren't just be like, yeah, we're gonna make lemonade. When life gives you lemons, we make lemonade. No, we're gonna have orange juice. We're gonna have orange creme. We're going to have orange jelly, all the orange things you can think of. There's a million and one ways to be anything you want to be, and I think that they achieved that by just navigating how they felt best. It's like almost like an intuition of how to take care of yourself and a way to again express
Mm-hmm.
yourself.
Hmm.
Because when again, same thing with journaling, it was almost like an instinct to protect myself. Same thing with running. I did that too. That was an instinct. Before I
Hmm.
realized
Hmm.
I needed help or understood what I was going through, if we just listen to our bodies, like we kind of talked about prior, with the health stuff, listening to your body in those quiet times, maybe even an absent mind from hysterectomy dementia, those absent minded times of just listening to ourselves and our bodies, I think just kind of allows us to communicate better,
Hmm.
maybe.
Hmm. Yeah, I think so. I think so.
There's a cherry on
Yeah.
top there. We ended with fruit. It's been a fruitful day with you,
Oh
Alejandro.
God.
It's been a fruitful
Yeah.
day.
I agree. I agree. Yeah. Yeah. That's good. Well, so I, I thought that a quip that runs through my mind, being like a cook and working with food, is the juice worth the squeeze?
Ooh.
And so I'm always like wondering, like, how you balance that out. And so it sounds like the juice was worth the squeeze, getting these paintings out of, I mean, what you get from going back to that painting that was in your garage for 2 years. I mean, like, that's perseverance. Like, that's the exact same thing that I had to remain steadfast in to play guitar. Like, so I think it sounds to me like the juice is worth the squeeze. So what was it?
It was.
Oh, good.
It really was, yeah. And I would say the same for the journal. It's something that when you're passionate about something, you're passionate about, making a difference or whatever that passion is, it drives the psyche, right? Since we're
Yeah.
all different. Uh, Again, mine's not Alejandro's band. Sorry, no offense.
It shouldn't be.
Well, wait for that tambo. But one of the things that drives us, I think that is what gives us that ability to say, hey, do I want to keep fighting for this or do I just want to sweep it under the rug? And I truly feel with the all in attitude that Monarch is my baby. And I just, I want to take it to its full potential and be able to help how I can. And that was always kind of the mission with Monarch, was just to create, um, again, a communication tool to help people navigate through their strong emotions that they don't know how to speak into existence. So
Hell yeah, dude. Thanks for coming back on the show.
thanks
This
for
is
having
tight.
me.
Where can people find you?
Monarch Mental Health on Facebook, Instagram.
Hmm.
You want to hear the awesome email? If you want
Sure.
to
Yeah.
contact me via email to let me know that your facility wants to buy bulk quantities of the color journal or the color theory journals, monarch at monarchmhealth.org.
Nice. Nice. Nice.
And TikTok is Beautiful Bipolar Brain. If you want to see some moving and groovings with the
Hmm.
tambo,
Hmm.
they're on there.
That's the hot ticket right there.
Hmm.
I think that's gonna be the one to go and check out if you're on TikTok. Oh, I can't do TikTok. I would get sucked into it. That's the thing that, like, I know I would. That juice is not worth the squeeze for me.
There you go. Setting the
Yeah,
boundaries. I dig
yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah, for real. And you are. I'm just I'm gonna give you some credit. You are a very good, talented artist, and it's because you put the work in. Like, let's be real, that doesn't happen overnight. So if anyone wants to buy paintings from you, they can. These Fridas are for sale, and like, if I can scrape together the cash, I will definitely be. I want to do that, like, and I don't want to short you on what you're due either. So, like, don't cut me a deal or nothing.
Don't tell me what to do. We'll see about that,
Yeah.
Alejandro. Maybe you'll just Frida will end up on your doorstep, and you'll be like, I don't know where this is from. But you'd know this, man. You're gonna see your
Yeah,
oranges on
yeah,
her tit
come
or
on.
something. Like, damn it, Amanda.
But yeah, I mean, like, another goal of this project is for it to be a platform for people to like talk about what they're doing, and then for me to support the artists back and create an avenue for people to support the people who are on this show. So
Awesome. Well,
let's do
thank
that.
you.
Yeah, you put the email out there. If anyone is an art collector or a fan of Frida, get a hold of
Yeah.
Amanda and pick up one of these pieces. They're really, really cool.
Well, thank you.
Yeah,
Gotta
yeah,
love collage and acrylic, right?
yeah, yeah.
You just never know what's gonna happen
Yeah,
there.
I've been to La Casa Azul, Frida's place in Mexico City, and like so, yeah, she's got a deep place in my heart
I
as
love
a
that.
Mexican American person.
Yeah.
Yeah, much respect to you for recognizing the beauty in Frida Kahlo's perspective on life.
Well, thank
Thanks,
you.
thanks for putting that forward and sharing that because
Yeah.
it's valuable.
Thank you for
Yeah,
sharing that. I love that. See, now it has even more meaning to have a painting for you. I
right.
love that. It's awesome.
Well, whether it's a whole gestation period or sooner, come back on the show again sometime. This is always really cool and
Always.
a good use of time. So thank you.
Thank you, and thanks for dancing with me today.
Anytime.
All right.
Thanks for being on the show, Amanda. Really glad that we were able to do it. Happy that you made the time to sit down and chat with me for a little while. I can't remember if she took a bottle of the Indiana tea. She might not have because she had her Starbucks, as we discussed early in the episode. But yeah, thanks for thanks to Tom for always sponsoring and being the unofficial sponsor of the show. Check out Indiana Tea. Yeah, come on down to a show. Check out K. Edward Smith's release show. Take care of yourself. There's a lot of illness going around, so take your vitamins, drink enough water, do what your mama told you to. If your mama told you to take vitamins and drink water. Yeah, I'll wrap it up there. Thanks for listening. I appreciate everyone who tunes in and gives this show a shot. So if you made it this far, enjoy this tune by local Fort Wayne musician Eliza Toth. This is, which one did I pick? Oh, it's Howl. This was the single off of her most recent album called Oak. So this is Howl by Eliza Toth.
On the edge of another day and the beginning of a long, long night. Oh, yeah, yeah. As long as we got one another, there ain't a thing in the world we can't chase down. Let's find each other to get lost in time. Forget the